Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Esther and this is Six Styles. Today I will be showing us how to cut and sew this beautiful Senegalese gown with we are going to be using two different materials for this tutorial. We'll be using the plain one and the African prints. The plain one we are going to design it just as you are seeing it on the mannequin. And if today is your first time of seeing my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up and share with your family and friends, and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. So let's go straight to the tutorial. If you're making this outfit, you are going to be dividing your length, your full length. You determine what you want for the upper part and what you want for the plain part. So my full length is 59. I use for the upper part I use 37, then the down part I use 22. So let's go straight to the tutorial. So guys, I will be using this paper to illustrate it, to demonstrate the cutting, because I've already gone ahead to cut it on my fabric. And this is the fabric I'll be using for this tutorial. Now I've placed two papers on my table. The upper one is for the front while the down one is for the back, plus zipper allowance. I'll be adding a zipper to this outfit, but if you don't want to add a zipper, no problem, you can still leave it like that. But I will be adding a zipper. So this allowance here is for the zipper. Now you start taking your measurement on the front pattern, not the back, the front pattern. So I'll go in with my shoulder, divide by 2. Then on that point I'll go down with with 1 inch. Then my neck width 3 inches for the width, while the depth for the front I'll be using 3 inches as well. Then the depth for the back I'll be using 1 inch. It will be a high, I don't want it to be low. Then you go ahead and connect the points to get your nice curved neckline. Then the shoulder slope, the 1 inch that I went down with at the shoulder point, I'll connect it to the nip of my neckline to form my shoulder slope. Then I'll go down with my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on that shoulder slope to form my armhole length. Then I'll take my tape back to the shoulder line and mark my chest, my bust point. I'll mark my waist point, and then I will mark the full length, which is 37. Remember I said my full length is 59. I want the upper part, which is the Ankara, to be 37. Then the plain material will be 22. So 59 take away 37, you'll be left with 22. You can go ahead and do your own calculation. Your length might be different from my own length, so you go ahead and do the calculation, and also you determine where you want the plain material to start. I'll be using this Ankara satin. If you are making it for a client, you can go ahead and use a thicker material as well. I really needed a thicker material, but mine was not enough, so I could not get it, so I have to buy a satin, and then I will be lining that satin. Now you go ahead, the points that you mark, you extend them. Then you connect your shoulder measurement, you input it on your chest line as well, and then you connect it with a straight line to get your armhole depth. Then you go ahead and measure that armhole depth, divide it by 2, you get the middle, and go in with 1/2 inch on that middle. Then you connect it to get your armhole curve. Now you go ahead and insert your bust measurement, quarter of your bust measurement plus 2 inches allowance. Then what I mean by quarter of your bust measurement is you divide by your bust by 4, then you add 2 inch allowance, divide your waist by 4, then you add 2 inch allowance, divide your hip by 4, then you add 2 inches allowance. Then you connect the point like this. When you divide your hip by 4, where you put the same amount you put it on your full length, which is 37 for my own. I will put it there. But if you want it to be a little bit open, if you don't want to have side opening, you can make it a little bit A, so that you'll be able to work. But my material was not enough, so I have to make it straight, and it will be having an opening at the hemline for me to work properly. Now you go ahead and cut it out, and this is what we'll be having, the front and the back. This is what you'll be having for the front and the back. Now I'll go ahead and label them fronts and indicate that I'll be cutting the front on fold, while the back I'll be cutting it 2 pieces because of the zipper allowance. And this is what I'm having. Now you pick the black, which is the plain fabric, and measure the length, or measure your hip measurement on the length, so that when you finish everything and you want to attach it, it will tally properly. Or you can go ahead and do it when you want to when you attach it, you trim off the excess. Now I will go ahead and measure. I will be using the front pattern because I don't want the zipper allowance on the plain for the back. So whatever you have for the front, my front, remember I divided my hip by 4. My hip is 43 divided by 4, I got 10 3/4. Then I added 2-inch allowance, that is 12 3/4. Now I will be using that 12 3/4. 12 3/4, I just rounded up to 13 for my own. That 13 inches on fold, if you open it, it will be 26. So I'll be using 26 to cut the volume of my of the plain for the front and back. Remember, the back I'm not going to be putting a zipper allowance for the plain part. Now I will go ahead, you mark lines. My own, the distance between my lines was 1 inch. You determine how you want. If you want 1.5, if you want even if you want ½ inch, that's if you want it to be fuller, you can make it ½ inch. But if you want to have exactly like my own, you can use 1 inch space. Now I will do the same thing on the front and back, the sleeve and the design, the agbada design in front. So this is, I'll go ahead and use my bias to design them. And here it is a sample of what I've started. This is for the front. I've started attaching my bias, running my bias to it with my 1 inch space. This is the back. I'll go ahead and do that for the back, for the front and back. The sleeve I will show us how to go about it, but let me quickly go and do for the front and back, and then the pieces that I will be using for the chest, that is for the neckline. Now this is for my sleeve. I keep that aside. Let me quickly take it to the machine and run it. Now I will not leave it like that. I'll be cutting a facing for my own, for both front and back. So you go ahead and cut your facing for yours if you want to cut a facing for it. But I like using a facing for my work. It makes my work neater and professional. So you go ahead and cut it out. Cut your facing for both the front and back. Remember, when you are cutting the back facing, you should cut plus the zipper allowance. And the length for my front, I want it to be 18 inches. That is from the neckline for the design. Now here is the design for the front. This is for the front, and this is for the front, the down part of the front. Now for the front, for the upper part of the front, which is the chest line, from the neck to the chest line to the 18 inches, I will go ahead and iron it with my hemming gum. No, not hemming gum, sorry, with my gum stay. I will go ahead and iron it because I want it to be thick. This is agbada design. And then I will cut it out. Then you fold it into two, place it place your front neckline so that you trim up the neckline, the shape, cut out the shape of the neckline on your design like this. This is what I'm having. And this is the middle. Now if you're not cutting a facing for your own, sometimes you can use this design as your facing, but then you cut a facing for the back part separately. So if you're using this one to turn the neckline for the front, you can go ahead. I will illustrate it. This is what I'm trying to explain here. You mark on from that center fold, you mark quarter of an inch on both sides. Then the front, remember the front neck depth was 3 inches. I want the opening to be 7 inches from the neck down. It should be 7 inches. Oh, I've cut 3 inches off, right? So I'll go down with 4 inches, meaning the opening will be 4 inches. So I will go ahead and fold the side to have a neat folding on this particular area. And this is what we'll be having. You can leave your hemline like that if you want it to be that shape, but I don't want this shape. So I will go ahead and fold it into two like this, and make sure it's properly aligned so that your center will not be, you not have issue. Then on the side, I went up with 2.5 inches. You can make 3 inches, 3.5. It depends on how V you want, how visible you want your V to be. And this is what I will be having. Now I will go ahead and fold the hemline as well using my hot iron. Press it very well. Press every part of it very, very well. And this is what we are having. This is so beautiful. Can we see that the work is coming out well? Now I'll keep it aside and pick the down parts for the front. Go ahead and iron it. Iron it on the wrong side, please. If you iron it on the bias side, your bias will not be straight. Your bias will be folding. When I was attaching my bias, remember, you know, the bias is always folded. Both sides are folded. So I went ahead to fold it again to have a tiny bias. I don't want to have a wide, the length of the bias. So I folded it before attaching it to my plain material. Now I'll go ahead, I attach the lining to it, cut the same size of the lining. I attach the lining to it, then I will go ahead and iron it properly. I will iron it well, and I realized that it was not relaxing, so I will go ahead and put my hem gum and iron it so that that part will relax. Now I don't want my lining to be flying like this. I will open it up and put hem gum on some part of the in between the lining and the main fabric, and then iron it down so that my lining will not be moving around like this. Then I will go ahead and top stitch it on all the sides to marry the lining and the main fabric together. Trim off the excess on that area, and this is what I'm having. So I will take it and attach it. Remember the hemline, I used the lining to turn it, but I did not turn the upper part. So I will go ahead and place the Ankara part on it and use my 1/2 inch allowance to attach. And this is what I'm having. You go ahead and use your serger to overlock it. Then I will iron it so that it will relax. Now you fold it back again like this and trim off the excess. And then this is the upper part. I will place it on it like this and go ahead and top stitch it. And this is the facing. Now, as I explained on the upper part design, which is the agbada design, I will mark on both sides the center. I will mark on both sides of the center with 1/4 inch, and then go down with 4 inches for my slit, and then connect the 2 points like this. Now I'm not going to cut it open yet. I will sew it on my neckline before cutting it open. So I will take the facing and place it on it like this, making sure that it's on the center of my front pattern, making sure that it's aligned on the center. And this is my center, so I'll make sure that it's aligned on my center, and then go ahead and sew it. And this is what I'm having. I use it to turn the neckline. Now I will push the sharp edges, these corners, push them inside out. When you sew it, you go ahead and notch your neckline round so that it will relax. At this point, I was unable to top stitch it down, so I top stitched some parts, and then I left some parts like that. So go ahead. I have to notch it again because it was not properly notched. I have to notch it very close to the thread so that I will be able to turn it neatly. Then use your scissors or your turner to push the edges. Make sure everything is pointed and neat. And can we see your slit opening will be firm. It will not be falling because of the agbada design in front. I use a gum stay for it. Then the facing as well, I use a gum stay for it, so everything is thick. It will not be falling. Your slit opening will not be weak. It will not be falling. It will just be firm. When you place it on your body, everything will just sit perfectly and firm. You can see how thick this is. This is what you should be having when making yours. And please guys, we are collecting orders, so if you like what you are seeing, you can place your order. It takes 2 weeks to be delivered, and we deliver worldwide. Anywhere you are in the world, we can deliver it to you. So if you need something like this or any designs, anyone, let us know on the comment section. We'll get to you, and also you can drop your contact number. We'll get to you. So this is the back. I've used the facing to turn the back as well. The neckline, the zipper line, I've closed the zipper allowance. I close it using my longest stitch. Now coming to the sleeve. This is the black piece that I'll be using for the sleeve, and the total length is 5 inches. For the wideness of the opening is 5 inches. So I went ahead to fold one side open, and I will turn it to the wrong side. I will attach it from the wrong side and then flip it to the right side and top stitch it there. Remember, we want this design to be on the right side, right? So when you're attaching it, make sure you attach it from the wrong side, and go ahead and use your bias to design it as well. And this is what I'm having. Now what I normally do, I will use my stones to embellish it before coupling everything together. This way it makes it easier for me to stone it. So I'll go ahead on the bias lines. I'll be placing single stones on the bias line. I'll be placing single stones on them, while the 1 inch gap, I will be placing three stones. I'll put 3 stones in a place, then give a little space. That's how I will place the stones on that plain side, while the bias is single stone straight. Then when you are placing your stone, make sure you leave space for allowance, for stitching allowance to close your sleeve. So I finished with the sleeves. This is the front, the upper part of the front. I noticed that my stones were not going to be enough, so the space in between the bias, I will put 3 stones in one place, then put 1 stone, then put 3 stones. That is how I went about doing all these ones. Then I will do the same with the down part. So at this point, the stones were not enough, and it was late already for me to go and get another stone. So I have to leave it till the next day. I went to get more stones. Now I will go ahead and fix my zipper. I will fix my zipper, then turn the shoulder line. I will turn it using my facing. You can do it this way. Use one of the facing to turn the shoulder line, or do it this way. Sew the facing separately and the main fabric separately, and this is what I will be doing with my own. This is what I normally do. If you've been following me, you will know that this is what I normally do with my own. This way your seam will not be seen, your shoulder seam will not be seen on the neckline. You will hide it, and your neckline will be neatly finished. So I'll go ahead and do all that. Close the sleeve and bring it to show us how the neckline, how I turn it. So this is how I close my own. Can we see? I close it this way. Then I will go ahead and open the seams, the facing seam and I will open them up like this. Open it up like so and bend it. I will bend it. Can we see? Your shoulder seam will not be showing on the neckline. This way you've hidden it. Then I will pick on this point. I will pick the seam for the facing, and that's the allowance. I will pick the allowance for the facing and the allowance for the main fabric, and lock it, tack it there, so that my facing will not be flying out. I don't want to put a hemming gum, so I will do that. Then I will give you some tack around it, so that the facing will not be flying out. I have received some complaint that the hemming gum that we put when they start washing clothes, it gets weak and the facing will be flying out. So I've decided to be tacking mine just like I showed us. So this is what we are having. Can we see the down part? Remember I said I was going to be leaving an opening for my own. This is the opening. This part I'll be using a bias to turn it. I'm not going to be turning it like that. I will use a bias, the same color of bias I will use to turn it. Now I've closed the shoulder line, the side, and now I will go ahead and attach my sleeve to it like this, and overlock every part that I need to overlock, iron it properly, and place it on my mannequin to show us how it looks like. Guys, please, if you've not subscribed, please, do not cost you anything to subscribe. Just hit on the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon to get notified whenever I drop a video, and give this video a thumbs up if you find it interesting. Share with your family and friends, and please leave a comment on the comment section. Let me know what you think about this tutorial. So thank you so much, guys. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching to this point. God bless you. God bless you.